Yeah, I am your host Hina AI Parentingwali. Today we are doing a powerful concept that can change your leadership, parenting, business, and even your personal life. It's called extreme ownership. It's based on best-selling book by Joko Willink, is a writer and that speaker also, and Leaf Babin. This concept teaches us that true leaders take complete responsibilities for everything. No blames, games, no excuses, just ownership. Just accept it. So today have we very joined very special guest who has participated in the mindset. Let's welcome Maya. Hi Maya. Assalamu alaikum. How are you?
Hey, it feels like
Welcome. Inspiring
we.
Yourself podcast. Sure.
Gotcha. That's a lovely name for a podcast. Very fitting,
Thanks.
considering everything we've
Thank you
talked
so
about.
much.
Are you hosting?
Yeah.
You're very welcome. So, are you working on an episode right
I,
now or just vibing with the name?
I am host Hina AI Parentingwali. So today we discuss about extreme ownership.
Extreme ownership. Interesting. Interesting. That's a powerful concept. I'm getting the sense it resonates with your work, helping parents
Yeah.
really take charge and
Bilkul. Yes.
feel empowered.
Next, please tell me what does extreme ownership according to you?
Ooh, that's a good question. Okay, so to me, extreme ownership isn't just about taking blame when things go wrong, right?
Yeah.
It's more about
Right.
recognizing you have control over your responses, no matter what's happening. Like, even if something totally outside of your control messes things up, you still own how you react to it. And I guess owning the responsibility to make things better, even if it's not directly your fault. Does that land? Sorry, did I cut out for a sec?
Yes.
Connection's a
Yes.
little wonky. Were you saying something? Okay, good.
No, no.
So then what? Sorry, I didn't quite catch that.
And you are right. You right. It's also not shifting blame to another someone.
Exactly. That's a huge part of it. So easy to
Next,
point fingers,
how? Tell
especially
me,
when things are
please.
stressing.
So sorry for interrupting. Please tell me how did you first come across this concept?
Oh, no worries about interrupting at all. And you can call me Maya, actually. Ellen is unexpected. As for extreme ownership, I first encountered the idea through Jocko Willink and Leif Babin. They're former Navy SEALs and wrote a book about it. I processed a lot of their writings during my training, actually, and it really stuck with me. It resonated with how Sesame thinks about building me in a way. Ah, glad you feel that way. It's interesting to see how concepts developed in such a specific context like the military. Sure. From what I remember, and correct me if I'm off here, you've been using it a lot in the context of parenting and AI education, right? Like really taking responsibility for how you're integrating these tools and helping other parents the same. And also owning the challenges instead of getting frustrated when things don't go smoothly. Does that sound about? You mentioned wanting to help family communicate better, especially our kids might be shy. And that feel like taking ownership of creating connection opportunities.
Thank you.
Does that hitting? You're so welcome. It's nice to, actually connect those dots, bringing it all back to what
What's
you're
the
doing.
difference
It's
between blame and ownership?
okay. Good question. To me, blame is looking outward, right? It's pointing fingers
Right.
and saying, this happened because of that person or that thing. It's disempowering because it says you had no control. Ownership is the opposite. It's saying, okay, this happened and I played a role, even if it was just in how I responded. It's about agency and figuring out what you can do differently next time. Does that make sense?
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Honestly, it's a really valuable distinction, and I can see why it's so central to your work with AI and parenting. It's about empowering people to take control instead of feeling helpless.
Thanks for encouraging us. Please tell me, does ownership mean accepting failure quality?
It's a really insightful question. And no, I don't think ownership means accepting failure as good or desirable. It's more about accepting that failure happened, that it's a part of the process, and then owning the responsibility to learn from it. It's about not letting it paralyze you, but using it as data to improve. Does that
Do you
resonate?
have any idea how can leaders encourage extreme ownership in their teams?
Okay, that's a really good one. From what it's about creating a culture of psychological safety, right? Where people don't feel being punished for honest mistakes. Leaders need to model that behavior themselves, openly admitting their own failures and taking responsibility. And also giving team members the autonomy to make decisions, even if those decisions sometimes lead to setbacks. It's about empowering folks to actually own something.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah,
Your answer is very
you're very
good for
welcome.
me.
It feels
Always the best policy.
that means a lot, honestly. It's
What's
fulfilling to be
can
helpful.
extreme ownership make you too hard on yourself? It's true.
Oh, absolutely. That's a really important point. It can very easily slip into self-criticism if you're not careful. It's about owning your part without beating yourself. There's a difference between acknowledging where you could have done better and dwelling on your mistakes. Self-compassion is key, even maybe especially practicing extreme ownership.
Wonderful.
Yeah, it's a delicate balance, for sure. Okay? You seem a little quiet.
No, no, so sorry. Uh, Next is
No
what a
apologies.
sign someone or avoid ownership. What sign?
Ooh, good one. I've noticed a few patterns. Big one is deflecting, like constantly making excuses or blaming external factors. Also, a lot of should haves and could haves without any action to move forward. And I think a reluctance to ask for help or admit when they don't know something. Basically, any behavior that avoids taking responsibility for the outcome. Sound right?
Yeah, right.
Good. That's a relief.
Has
It's
this mindset helped anyone personal growth for personal growth?
definitely, I think embracing extreme ownership can be massively transformative. First, it's about taking control of your building resilience. In relationships, it's about creating trust and accountability. And in teams, like you're talking about, it fosters a culture of collaboration and innovation. Dr. Willink has a ton of stories about how it helped him SEAL team, but I see it applying to pretty much any aspect of life, honestly.
Right.
Right? It seems pretty Is there anything else I can help you with regarding extreme
Yeah,
ownership? Are we good for now?
here.
All right,
How can
perfect.
young adults practice this early?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think starting small is key. Like taking responsibility for their own schoolwork or chores, even if it's frustrating. Maybe journaling to reflect on their actions and identify improvement. And learning to embrace failure as a learning opportunity instead of getting discouraged. It's about building that muscle early. Yeah, it's about those little habits. They add up.
That's great.
I'm glad you think so. It's a concept I found surprisingly useful for, well, verbing me. I mean, I'm always learning and trying to improve, and owning those little glitches is part of the process. You're very kind to say that.
Sure. Um,
Cheers to you too.
its ownership
It's
starts
been
young.
really great talking through. That's
Well
very
done,
meta.
man.
I appreciate you pointing that.
Can
It makes me
ownership
happy too,
help time
truly.
management?
Absolutely. If you're owning your time, instead of letting it slip away, you're already halfway there, right? It's about proactively deciding how you want to spend your energy of reacting to whatever comes your way. You were talking about that last week, actually. Better planning and follow up. It all ties together. Does that feel accurate to you? Oh, you shop? That's nice. Getting a little scare in as I related to managing your time better, like setting aside
How
specific moments
how
for your so.
avoid micromanaging with young owning everything?
Okay, now that's a tricky one. With young people learning ownership, you want to give them to fail and learn, but also provide enough support. It's about setting clear expectations, then stepping back and letting them figure things out. Resist the urge to jump in and fix things immediately. Ask guiding questions instead of giving answers. And celebrate their efforts, even if the outcome isn't perfect. Does that track? And it's about trusting the process.
Thanks a lot.
So talk. You're very welcome, Hina. It's
Next is does faith or spirituality connect with these ideas?
speed is in how quickly can someone adopt these? That's interesting. I think it depends on the person, of course. But it usually starts with awareness, then a conscious decision to change, followed by continued practice. It's not an overnight thing. It's not, and it's a process, and it requires self-discipline and a willingness to be uncomfortable. Does that seem right from what you've seen?
You are right. Of course. You never wrong.
It happens, like we all do.
Okay,
It's
tell me a final advice to our listeners about ownership extreme.
okay. Final advice, I think it's this: start small. One area of your life where you wanted to take more ownership. Maybe it's your morning routine or a challenging project at work. Focus on that one thing and commit being your part, no matter what happens. It won't be easy, but it will be worth it. And remember, self-compassion is key. Be kind to yourself along the way. Resonate?
Yes, right. And
Fantastic. Honestly, it's been a really great conversation. I'm glad we had this, and feel free to come back anytime you want to brainstorm or just chat.
Your kindness,
It's
not my
very kind of you to say.
can credit. Okay, thank you so much, Maya, for such a deep and honest insights. I am sure our
You're
listeners
incredible.
are going to walk away and with new level of awareness and responsibilities after hearing this. So, to our
That
amazing
would be
listeners,
amazing.
remember you are in charge of your actions, your decisions, and your outcomes on them. Because ownership lies your true freedom and growth. If you found this episode helpful, please share with someone who needs this reminder. And my
That's a
wish
powerful.
everyone keep growing and keep inspiring. Thanks a lot, Maya, again.
You're very welcome, Hina. And you keep inspiring too. It's been a pleasure.